a minute. What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Armani. We're back with another video. Get in here. Get in here. It's time to get into some things. You know, every time, I take a couple of days off, people are just like, Armand, where you at? Where you at? So I'm going to be honest with you. It's been like a week since we've been on live. And I had a chemical peel. And so when I did the chemical peel, I was peeling like crazy. And I was like, I can't get on live like that. And then it was my homegirl's birthday. So I snuck out to Atlanta for a few days, to celebrate with her because she's one of my best friends. She's also my assistant manager. She just does a lot of stuff for me. I love her. So shout out to my girl, Nene. Hopefully you had one of the best birthdays. And I'm glad that I was there. And, we had such a good time. We've been friends for over 20 years. Okay. We met in 2006. So I'm 19, but you get the drift. So I wanted to celebrate that with her. So I was gone. And of course, every time I'm gone, drama just ensues. Courtroom ensues. She's getting their teeth knocked out. It's just a lot going on. So we're going to play a little catch up. The Billboard charts came out, just a lot of things happening. And so now we're going to catch up just a little bit. And I'm going to be honest with you. I am having a little bit of a cocktail. It is after hours. It's after 5 p.m. for sure on this side. I don't know how about you, but it's time for a little tequila. So you're in for a bit of a dramatics today. And I've got it in my orange to match my little orange. Anyway. Hi guys. How's it going? It's so funny though. Whenever I don't be going live, after a couple of days, and after I told people, listen, I was battling with a severe depression over the last few months after the Diddy trial when I'm not live. And I love this though. My people just hit me up like, are you okay? Are you alive? It's been a couple of days. Are you here? I'm like, I'm fine. I'm not dead on the couch. At least not today. Okay. Oh. But anyway. How are you guys doing? It's the end of the month. Updates on our Bali situation. We've started to finalize the itinerary. Trying to finalize pricing packages. Hopefully I'll have something for you guys in the next 2 weeks so we can see what's going on, okay? But I'm really excited about it. I'm nervous because this is like a really big step that I'm trying to do. I just hope that it works out. But I feel like it will, right? It's going to probably be, I think I have the dates tentatively. August 6th through August 13th of 2026 will be the date. So anyway, get your coins together for that. And the package will roughly be around flat, like $2,000. I think it's gonna be there, and then you're gonna have to buy your flight. But there will be a payment plan, so I don't want it to go over that. So that is the number that I'm trying to make it. But I'm also trying to make it like, all right, I want us to be able to do excursions, this, that, the third. Everything will be included from like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the hotel, excursions, travel to. But you'll have to pay for your like outside stuff that you want. But you'll see that all in the itinerary. So the package is probably gonna be like $2,000. Okay. So now it's not gonna include the flight. So, but you'll have a year to pay on it. Okay. So anyway. So let's get into the topics today. Okay, this is one of the ones that, we always get divided in the chat and we always get divided within the community. So we'll get the rough stuff out the way first and we'll just get the uncomfortable conversation out the way first. Snoop Dogg, Billy Porter responds to Snoop Dogg, but we got to hear what Snoop Dogg said. So basically, Snoop Dogg took his son or grandkid to the movies, and there was a same-sex couple in the movie theater, in the movie. And pretty much, the two lesbian couples, they had a baby, and the son was like, Grandpa Snoop, how did two women have a baby? And Snoop Dogg was like, well, I didn't come to the movies for this. You know, I don't want to explain to my kid or my grandson about two women having a baby because I don't want to have that gay conversation. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of pushes more of the narrative of, you know, gay being forced up on children. So let's take a look at what he said, and then we'll get into it.
I took my grandson to see what was the movie with Buzz Lightyear?
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
the new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's called Lightyear.
With Keke Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, shit. I didn't come in for this shit. I just came to watch the damn movie. Watch the movie. He just said she had a baby. They both women. How did she have a baby? Shh. The movie ain't over with. So it's like, fuck me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for. I took my grandson.
Okay, so that was what he said. Now, Billy Porter wasn't feeling what he said, okay? So Billy Porter comes out and says, something along the lines, let me find it, because I had it, but I got to find it again. Hold on, give me 1 second. Billy Porter, Snoop, I in my drawer just had this up. So Billy Porter says, give me 1 second. Billy Porter says, don't worry about gays. Worry about explaining your criminal past and cooning for Trump to your grandson. Okay? Let's be clear here. One thing Billy Porter is going to do is look a goddamn mess. Okay? One thing Billy Porter is going to do is look a mess. But you know what? Not to be honest with you, I'm going to be honest with myself too. You know, this is for my gays and girls out there that are kind of, you know, gays. Have you ever like saw somebody that kind of looked like you and you saw like, oh my God, that is what I would look like if I was straight, or oh my God, that is what I would look like if I was gay. And so this picture here kind of makes me feel like, oh my God, Billy Porter would look like Snoop Dogg if he was straight, and maybe Snoop Dogg would look like Billy Porter if he was gay. Like sometimes I see people that kind of resemble me, but they're straight, and I'm like, oh, was that what I would look like? Or somebody that, you know, like I think is cute or like something like that. And I usually see somebody that looks like them and they're straight. I'm like, oh, that's what you would have gave if you look like a boy. Anyway, my mind just went there. It's the ADHD. But let me just get into it. So here's the thing. I agree with Billy Porter. Can't stand Billy Porter at all. Billy Porter is crazy. He's a circus act and looks a mess 95% of the time. However, in this situation, Billy Porter is correct. I like Snoop Dogg too. The problem is I'm seeing a lot of people in the comments, they're saying they're just pushing this agenda. They're da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, every time this conversation comes up, people love to get into an agenda being pushed. Can I just be frank with you guys? If it were that easy, and I need you guys to listen to me, if it were that easy for a child to sit and watch a television show, to see two men kissing, see two women kissing, go to a drag bar, go to, you know, whatever, read a gay book and become gay, do you know how straight I would be today? Love my family, love my dad, love my mother. But let's be clear here. Do you know how many times they damn near forced boobies in my face? You like that? You don't like this? Come watch this. I was watching shit that I should not have been watching because my dad wanted to see if I like women. Why am I watching The Wire? And then when the gay guy came on, I had to get up out of there. I'm watching where they, you know, New Jack City is there, you like that? Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. I mean, you got the point. You got me like playing basketball just to hopefully get a girlfriend. It didn't work. It did not work. And so when people start getting into that, I just be like, how is it that people believe that a kid can see something and just be gay, but the reverse can't happen? And that's the borderline phobia in it for me. And that's where I think us as a Black community, we just are never going to see, we're never going to align to it. And that's just always going to be a disconnect. But the thing is this, in my mind, you don't want to have that conversation with your grandson, or Black people don't want to have those conversations with cartoons. But the mere fact that your grandson is even asking about something like that shows that a conversation about sexuality, or even sex itself, or the birds and the bees, or baby making has already happened. Princess and the Frog, The Little Mermaid, Cinderella, Snow White. They've already been exposed to sexuality, kissing, girl on guy. But that's okay. So let's not make it seem like this shit, because I see a lot of times in the comments, it's always about kids should have a choice. Don't expose kids to that. When everything that we watch as kids, Beauty and the Beast, is some form of sexuality. It's just the acceptable form of sexuality. We teach kids that a man and a woman. Oh, a woman and a beast. Even though he's Shrek, you can be ugly, but you can support. You can be, but we can justify every other dynamic of relationship building. But whenever it comes to same-sex couples, it's always got to be an agenda. I personally don't subscribe to that narrative, because I feel like if kids is going to be gay, kids going to be gay. I know people may not agree with me, but honestly, I can see a kid right now. Maybe it's not appropriate to put that on them, but I'm like, oh, that kid's going to be gay. I've seen it. Little motherfucker could be 6 years old and got a switch. I'm like, oh, he's going to be gay. She's going to be a bulldagger. You can usually tell, just like you can tell that motherfucker's going to be a dope dealer. No shade. How many times you seen a kid, you be like, oh yeah, he's headed straight to jail. It's no tea. I know sexuality out of it. Some of y'all kids I've seen, I'm like, oh yeah, he's going to be a gangbanger for sure. He's got the gangbanger energy. I'm not lying. Some kids, you can just tell what their future holds. Off of one mean, you like, oh, that motherfucker gonna be bad as a motherfucker. He definitely going to jail. Juvenile hall first. Gonna be a career criminal. I see it. And I know when a kid is gonna be a fairy. You can see it's written all on it. It's written all over him. It's no shade. And so, so I just think that, whenever we get in these conversations, people always want to, make a big deal when, sexuality is being present. But at the end of the day, guys, it is what it is. Gay people aren't going anywhere. And newsflash, some of you will, if not already, will have gay kids. Some of you will have a lesbian daughter. And get ready, this might sting. Some of you may have a trans kid. And not may, will, if you already don't have them. And I want to let you guys know this. It's important to not ostracize your kid because of their sexuality. Because what you don't know is it doesn't go away. They just hide it from you. And if you give a damn about your kid in any way, if you are dealing with a kid that you might think if you think he's gay, he's gay. If you think she's gay, he's gay. But the thing is, if you put too much pressure on them, they're just going to hide it. And it's really not good to make them hide it, because you don't know what they're going through. I was talking to a guy not too long ago, and he went through some very traumatic stuff with a partner that he was dealing with. And I said, well, and it was very traumatic. And I said, well, why didn't you say anything? He said, because, Armand, if I said something to my parents about what I went through, they're going to be hung up on the fact that it was with a man and not focus on the trauma that what I went through. And I resonated with that so bad because it happened to me. I was dating a guy. I was around in my 20s, and I was getting my ass beat. Stupid. Black eyes, beat up, teeth, everything. The guy was bigger than me. I was getting kicked out of hotels, throwing me. The first day we met, the nigga was cheating on me. And I'm not gonna lie, I was high head. So, I did push him a little bit. He was big though. My feelings was hurt. I went all the way out there. My feelings was hurt. Traveled, got on the bus, got on the train, and you lied to me. I was drunk. Shouldn't have been drinking, but I was. And, I did hit him first a little bit, or maybe I pushed him or whatever. But long story short, he picked me. He was way bigger than me, picked me up, choked me out, blacked me out. I couldn't tell my parents because I was in a relationship with a man, right? And so they wouldn't have gave a damn about, the fact that he beat me up and got me 86 from the hotel. It's more so, are you getting in your act? And it's like, well, as a matter of fact, I might be, but actually I might not be. You get what I'm saying? But during that whole time, I was getting abused, was getting cheated on. The nigga was even sleeping with other people, burnt me once. And because we were long distance, right? He can go to the clinic, get himself together, then call me like, what you got going on? I'm sitting there, who do I call? Hey, got chlamydia. Who do I tell? Can't talk to my dad, can't talk to my mom about that. I'm sitting here in the middle of, don't know what's going on. This nigga thinking like he's wrapped up and clean because he live in a whole different city, and you done dropped off some to me. I'm embarrassed. I'm feeling like, you know what I mean? And then like mental's off up, but I can't talk to nobody because you're so hung up on the fact that I'm gay. So I can't really get real support. So I'm out here now. A lot of times I had to leave. A lot of people are like, Armand, why did you live in so many cities? Why were you a nomad? I done lived in Houston, Vegas, Arizona, but I had to run because I had to go. I had to find my tribe. I had to find my people because I couldn't talk to my family because you know why? They didn't want to hear it. Thank God that, my dad did instill mind over matter in me. So at some point I started to wisen up because I had to realize you're out here on your own, and you have to live your life for yourself. And guess what? It didn't matter how many ass whoopings I got. And it also didn't matter how much my mom or dad didn't really accept it because I still was going to need me some dick. Amen. And so I was going to have to work around it. And so I had to figure my workaround. So I think the thing is when people try to ostracize or hide their kids from it, you're not hiding from it. They just going to still find a way to go get it. Okay, because when you need some dick and you need some dick, you're going to go get you some dick. Amen? So that's going to happen. And so I've been there. And that's why I go so hard on this stuff because it's like, I know how that is. And I know if my dad could have set me in front of a DVD or popped in a VHS or a cassette tape that was preaching, because they did take me to church too. If they could sit me in front of a movie and show me a man kissing a woman or a cartoon with a man kissing a woman or a bear or a frog, as long as it was a man and a woman, that would make me straight. Maybe we wouldn't have no gay people in the world. So I think that we just have to stop with that narrative that this is pushing people. A lot of people just don't want gay people to exist, and we're not going anywhere. We're evolving, culture is evolving. This is not pushing sexuality on kids. It's our reality. And let's be clear here. Kids are a lot more advanced than when I was a kid. And we were more advanced than when, well, let's be honest with it. Some of y'all or some of our parents, y'all actually was doing a little bit more because, at least we have, cancel culture. Because from what I remember, some of our mamas and daddies and even grannies and grandpas, you'd be pregnant at 16, 17. Some of our mamas was teenage. So let's not act like this is new. I mean, nowadays, if a woman having a baby at 17, you're looking at her like, woohoo. But back in the day, you could be 17 and your nigga be 21, 22, 23, and that was considered normal. Now, that's the problem. Let's be clear here. So a lot of this generation, especially the Snoop Dogg generation, baby, y'all was outside very young. And it was acceptable. Nowadays, the guardrails are, and I'm talking about the straight people, because a lot of us got here through a 16, 17-year-old at a time, respectfully. I don't know about you, but I'm just being honest. So nowadays, actually, that's really more so frowned upon. And so at the end of the day, I'm always going to speak to that because it's like, that's ignorant thinking. I don't like it because it's really phobia deep down inside, in my opinion. So Billy Porter was right because at the end of the day, that's okay. But Snoop Dogg, you're successful. We get it. But your whole career has been based off of rap music, gin and juice, and smoking weed. And that is always what confuses me about people. Like straight people would rather their kid be a drug dealing, weed smoking rapper with a 1% chance of a maybe sipping on gin and juice, hopefully to make it, than them being gay. Not that you have to pick. I'm just saying it's like you would rather your kid with gold teeth, ponytails, toting guns because you're afraid that he might be attracted to a man, something that he did not choose. But you choose to pick up that weed. You choose to pick up that gun. You choose to be a failure in school because you want to ditch. You choose to be a deadbeat father. Some people would rather their sons be a deadbeat father than just to be in a relationship with someone that they care about, And it's crazy. So that's why when people have these conversations, it don't even bother me anymore. Because, and most regular people, in my opinion, that have these ideologies and are very phobic, you listen to them talk, they can't even articulate a full sentence. They're ghetto as a lot of ghetto motherfuckers, a lot of people that are ignorant, they still think that way. And most of them outside of the celebrities and stuff like that, but a lot of them that just be like talking and stuff, a lot of them, if you really look around, them motherfuckers be broke as they be broke, they be dusted, they be bad, they be hating their life just because, a lot of them don't like gays because gays is fabulous, have a great time. And I get it. There are a lot of women that feel away, but that just goes into a space. I don't think like the new age women really care so much about a man being gay in the sense of two men being together. I think sometimes a lot of women can't take that. They don't know what they feel away. I seen something on TikTok where a woman literally felt some type of way because a man went to the ice cream store and she got an ice cream cone or a cup of ice cream and he got an ice cream and he had sprinkles on his. So now women have made it, these new age women have made it like where a man can't even have candy on his ice cream because that makes him gay. Black, of course, black. It's like, girl, first I couldn't have a pina colada. Then I couldn't have a frozen margarita. God forbid I have a vacation and I'm in Puerto Rico or Aruba somewhere and I got a straw in my drink. I'm really sucking then. Now I can't have sprinkles on my damn ice. I can't have the candy on the ice cream cone. Now, I won't even eat the ice cream. Because now if I like ice cream, I'm a soft-ass nigga. And people always ask me, well, why don't you like women? Why have you never dated women? Outside of just not naturally being attracted to them, I feel like even if I could pick, I wouldn't want to do it. Because being a man would only happen one life that we know of. Why would I want to be that bored? My fingernails got to be dirty. I got to wear big pants. I got to work with my hands all the time. If I get my manicure, my pedicure done, I'm feminine. If I want a facial, that's gay. And quiet as it's kept, I only look if I got a six-pack and abs, that's cool. But you prefer me to be rich and medium ugly, slightly fat, bad built, dad bod. You get to be pretty. I get to be slightly ugly and bad built, and that makes me a man. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Y'all can have it. I don't want it. And you can wear men's clothes, women's clothes, this, that. I can't even go. Fenty, Ulta Beauty, what? Pedicure. You zesty ass motherfucker. Pink. Girl, I'm not playing with you. Y'all can have it. I'm good. I don't want a woman. It's too much. It's too much to prove my masculinity. And then what if I want my ass ate? I can't have that either. Oh no. Mm-mm. Normalize eating ass. It is what it is. Does that make sense? So yes. So those are my thoughts on that. Speaking of gay, let's go to oh God. Wow. Okay, so Little Nas X. I'm gonna be honest with you. This really breaks my heart. So Little Nas X breaks his silence on arrest. Okay, so we know that, okay, so you guys remember, I told you, so Little Nas X was arrested. We saw the video. And then I told you that there were more videos of Little Nas X naked. And y'all were arguing with me, trying to tell me he wasn't. Only for Kyle to post the blurred version of the video, and after TMZ had it. But again, I had the video before everybody, and I posted and I told you. So again, please don't question me on my platform if I say something. I said what I said, and I know what I said. Okay, respectfully. So then the news came out he was butt naked and hitting on the cops. And so he was arrested. A lot of people felt like it was a publicity stunt. I don't think it was a publicity stunt. I think we don't know if it was drugs. We don't know. But let's listen to this audio here of what they said. And Little Nas X had responded once he got out. Okay, he's on bond on $75,000, I believe. And so let's listen to what he said, courtesy of Entertainment.
You know where it's at.
Your girl is gonna be okay, you all. Okay? She's gonna be all right. She's gonna be all right. That was terrifying.
We don't know what happened. Right now, there's nothing in the record that drugs were even a part of this.
That was terrifying. That was a terrifying last 4 days. But your girl is gonna be all right.
Lil Nas X speaking out after spending 4 days in jail and receiving 4 felony charges.
People saying that's a British accent. That's not a British accent. That's a mentally ill accent. That's something that's going on in the head. Okay, you know, that's a lax in the brain communicating with the tongue and the lips and the mouth. Something is happening up there, and that's why he's talking like that, in my opinion.
After taking to the streets of LA in nothing but his underwear early Thursday morning, as captured by TMZ.
Yes, get my good side. Every side.
Okay.
He's potentially facing years behind bars for allegedly attacking police officers, but pleaded not guilty. He'll be back in court on September 15th.
He's in good spirit. He's all right. He's very remorseful for what happened. You know, but it could happen to any family. You know, he's going to get the help that he needs.
Okay, so he's going to get help that he needs. Here's the thing. I love Little Nas X, and I wish I was there that night. He probably would have tried to attack me, but I would have put a blanket over him and told him to get his stupid mother. I would have to talk to him like that. I'd have said, you dumb bitch. Get the you stupid bitch. We'd have fought. But I'd have felt like, you know, that was one of my people. Like, I can't have you out here like that. You stupid you dumb mother. Get the car, you stupid. And the only reason why I would have done that is because I felt like I would have had to do it the other way, and that way wouldn't have worked. And so I'd have to get upset. And you know, my mom does that to me. You know, she tries to do the nice thing, like, hey, Armand, you're going through this. And I'm saying, I don't want to do this. And I push back on her. I say, no, I'm not going to do it. I quit. And then she gets upset because I'm upset and she's hurt and I'm hurt and she gets scared because I'm not stopping. So then you dumb mother, get your you stupid. And I wake up because I'm like, well, why are you talking to me like this? I have to talk to you like this because you don't get it the other way. You know, and so I would have had to do that to him. I may have to slap his ass. You dumb motherfucker. Wake up. Hit me, you stupid. But get in this car and we got to go. You're sitting here cracked the out. You dumb mother. But I would have tried the other approach. But I would have had that in my back pocket because sometimes you have to get your people and wrap your arms around them with a firm grip. Does that make sense? Somebody put a firm grip in the comments. Sometimes you just, you can try to do it lightly, but sometimes you have to do it tight. And that tightness always doesn't feel good. Sometimes it hurts. And so in that moment, I would have had to hurt him a little bit. But we would have got where we needed to go. I don't want to see him go to jail. I don't want to see him go to jail at all. And I've been doing research on it. I'm just like, I've been doing it on a logical level, but then on a spiritual level. And I know that it gets, when we blend spirituality, it kind of can blur the lines between, spirituality and conspiracy. But, it's like, is this karmic debt? Do you sign when you have blood and shoes and, dancing on the devil and things like that energetically? Like, what signals does that send? Yes, if you decide that you want to play with darkness, if you decide that you want to play with dark magic, dark ritualism, like, there always is a price that does have, like, there is a boomerang attached to that. Even in a lot of spell work, there's some spell work. People don't talk about this when they talk about spell work. But I know there is a boomerang. You can get what you want, but sometimes if you go too far, you're going to get something on the back end. And so I thought that was an interesting piece. And sometimes you don't really know, or maybe you do know when you're signing up for it, there's something there, and so you guys know I play into that world too. So, maybe we can dive into that a little bit more in another video. I want to actually bring my girl Lisa from Heart of Inspiration on here to talk about that, because we were getting into that a lot. But I felt like, spiritually, like, what message is this sending? Because, yes, it could be in a logical thing. This could just be a generational thing, because his mom, then he had this mental thing happening. But I just feel like spiritually, when you're in a city like Los Angeles, on top of being gay, you were straight, then you had to come out being gay, and then you got all these people around you, but nobody really cares about you. Your mental is already fragile. You're young, you're developing. Things are happening to you. You don't really have a core foundation. You're taking care of everybody. Everybody got their hand out. Then on top of that, the pressure of being, now you're gay. See, a lot of people don't know this. When you're gay, we have a totally different life. Especially when you're black too, which isn't gay. Few rules to being gay. Just for the girls out there that don't know this. You have to be young, rich, or young, and sexy forever. So he's got to be fine forever, rich, because he's already was that, sexy, talented, all of these things forever. So you're chasing something that will never be. You know how women always feel like, damn, I'm aging out. Well, hey, newsflash, Have you ever noticed that gays, they always see, even the older ones, they'd be like, it's okay. Take a look. I'm going to be honest with you. Go through your yearbook. Look at a 35-year-old guy in high school that you've been with, and then look at a 35-year-old gay guy in high school that you were with, like for the most part. Total different look. Total different look. Total. Them straight niggas at 35, it's a hard 35. Them gay boys at 35, baby, it's giving Barcelona, Spain, Speedo, tatted up, sex appeal, body. That nigga that you went with at 35, that was kind of cute. Dad, bod, barbecue, beer belly, white wife. Oops, 3 kids. Tired than a motherfucker. Stay around the corner from mom and pops. Gays at 35. I'm on Barcelona, speedoed out. Got me a 23-year-old. Cute as shit. Richest? Girl, please. But it's the pressure. That's what it gives. And so he's navigating that because he's also in Hollywood. So, but I wasn't going to be one of the people that was going to like kick his back in because I feel like that's one of my boys, So the big brother in me, the older gay in me is like, girl, no. No. I get it, but girl, no. Like, I would want to be his friend because I'd be like, girl, you pull it together, Miss Dean. Pull it together. Go get help. Like, what do you need? But I also understand that sometimes you can't help those people if they don't want to get help because sometimes people don't want to go and take the medicine. They don't want to go seek the therapy. So they end up pushing you away. And then at some point, he probably would, I'd have tried. I ain't gonna lie. But then if it would start f***ing up my money, hey man, hold on. You start f***ing my money, you done called me $2 worthless ass. I'd have told her to go f*** herself and die on a crack rock. It's no shade. And I'd have been out of there too. Just because I can't handle all that after a minute. You know what I mean? Because I done exerted all this energy. I done got you back in the car. I done slept with you. I done laid with you. I done poured into you. I done went to therapy. Offer you to keep out for you. Now you keep raising up and hit me. Bitch, I'd have had to whip your ass too. And told you to just go kill yourself. Because then it's too much on my spirit now. You know what I'm saying? So I am a good person, but there is a boundary. Amen. There's most definitely a boundary. And that's with everybody. Not slept with him like that, but I've been in the facility. No diddy. And so, we would have gathered. We would have talked. We'd have broke bread. We'd have keyed. And hopefully she wouldn't have cursed me out more than 3 to 4 to 5 times. Because after we got to 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, I probably would have gave up too. So I understand that sometime you can't save them because they don't want to be saved. And so then at some point, you have to put yourself first. But I will say, I'm rooting for him. I do not want to see this man go to jail for any amount of years. I just hope he can go for maybe if they have to put him in a nut house, rehab, slap him with a fine, and come out and do your thing. And here's the thing. This could actually really work in his favor because I do think that there's a sympathy there that we do have for him because, you saw his mother. He's paying for a whole house in Atlanta, and she's sitting up there like this with no teeth and one eye. One is black, one is left, one is right, and the teeth is going. So shit. Did he have a choice? That's his mama. She that's right. The man trying to tell you your son's cracked out on Rodale Drive. And she talking, go ahead, get it, Montana. You go get it. You got that's my nigga. She mad he didn't tell. She mad that he went on Steve Wilcox or whatever, Ellen DeGeneres. And the man is saying, well, no, wait. This is him today in white panties and cowboy boots singing Nicki Minaj and go ahead, babe, and welcome to the party. She like, that's not my job. So shit. Did the nigga have a chance? Jesus. It's not right. And it's not okay. But we shouldn't bring Whitney into this either. So don't you do that. Don't you bring Whitney into this, Armand. Don't you do that. But it's not right. But it's okay. But we don't want him to make it that way. Because Whitney didn't even make it. Now go ahead, babe, with all that energy that you had, Whitney, you had came down and tried to, don't you come down here with that, Whitney, and speak to me on that. Whitney had tried to come and speak to me. Don't speak to me, Whitney, because that we not even going to correlate the two. Now, So yeah, Little Nas X, he's in court September 15th. We'll have to see what that's given. I might go to that court date. We might have to see what that's given. Oh, this is my mama calling me now. But we may have to see what's going on with that. But shout out to Little Nas X. Listen, if you get out, call me. I don't know how to send him a message. Phone a friend. But listen, only if you're 50-50. I could take a 50-50 or maybe even a 65-45. But if he's all the way gone, I can't do it because I cannot be mentally beat down or physically. But if he's in a place where he needs people, call me. I'm here, boo. I'll get in the vet. Girl, I'll bring you something nice. Now, I won't bring you no dope, but I'll bring you a nice little bottle of sparkling Saratoga, honey. We can key, we can dance, we can do makeup, we can do all the things. I get it. We're going to have a good old time, Miss Dane. But we need you to find your way back. Okay, girl? I won't bring you a bag of the good stuff. You can't do that right now. The good stuff? Oh, no, you can't have the good stuff until we get you out of this.
Shit gonna get ugly.
Oh! But anyway. So let's keep it moving. Where are we at now? Who is on the docket? Let's see what we have going on here. Cardi B. Yes. Before we get into that, I want to get into not invasion of privacy, imaginary players. That's what I want to get into first. So we all know, as you guys know, imaginary players came out over a week ago, and a lot of people were feeling some type of way because, even Cardi B herself, she was feeling away. She was calling people haters. And a lot of people were saying that people didn't know, hip hop, that didn't like imaginary players, blah, 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 the Jay-Z sample. I was the first one that said I didn't like the flow and the delivery. And you guys heard that echoed all across the internet. The song wasn't bad. The writing wasn't bad. It was the flow and the delivery of it all. And so we let the numbers come out. Cardi B will tell you this. She's not allowed, in her opinion, she says she's not allowed to have a flop. She's not allowed to have a bad thing. She's not allowed to have slow numbers. Everything has to be perfect. That is not true. That is not true. Let me be clear. The reason why she feels that is not true is because she didn't ignore the noise when people couldn't believe how she got here. See, there was a point in time where people felt like, how did Cardi B get here and amass the success that she did? They felt like she wasn't talented. They felt like this. They felt like it was despite Nicki Minaj. But when Cardi B would get online and make statements like she didn't care about music and she didn't care about that she wanted the money, that further made people feel like this is not a real artist. And then you go and you take these large breaks in between albums, and then you in between have spurts and bursts of success, and people are saying, well, where is this coming from? How is this happening? And she doesn't really have a passion for the craft. So now, but then on top of that, while she's funny, entertaining, she's not a humble person. So she is a bit braggadocious in her own way. You just have to pay attention to it. And she's not really nice. She's actually mean. And so when you get into that, you're like, all right, girl. So this whole eating scabs and laughing and farting in your hand and sniffing it and laughing, that's just the facade. You're really a mean girl. It could be if you wanted to. So okay, let's judge you according to so. So it's like, all right, so you're talking ish. And so at the end of the day, at this level, if you are being rewarded at this level, if you are, and she just said it in a recent interview, let's be clear here. I want to pull up the interview because I need you guys to understand why the critiques are the way that they are, because the girls like to not understand what the tea is. So let's get to it.
The sophomores, like some bitches are, I feel like they're on this class right now. They're sophomores. You want to fuck with the senior so bad, like you think you're here with the senior. You're not even a junior.
So in that video, she said some of the sophomores, freshmen, and they trying to with the senior meaning her. And that's all I was saying. At a senior level, you shouldn't be rapping like the freshman class. You should be rapping at a senior at best. And if you're a high performing girl, at a college level. That's all I'm saying. And you should be, if what we're going to focus on as the rapping, yes, aesthetically, you're at a college level. I don't know, and maybe performance-wise, we could say she's at a senior level, but like looks department, visually, she's at a college level. But the thing that is the foundation of all of that, brand deals, hair, makeup, because if you weren't a rapper, you wouldn't need all of that, because that's what the thing is. This is what they're all here for, Cardi B, the rapper. So I don't know why we keep trying to act like that's not what she leads with. So that's why you have the team around you, the budgets, the money, the advances to build Cardi B, the artist. If you feel like these other girls are at a basic level, a freshman, sophomore level, then you damn sure could be critiqued for not rapping at a senior or college level. It's no shade. It's no shade. It's no shade. It's no shade. So I'm glad that she said that, because that's all I was saying. People thought I was being a hater, but essentially I was saying the same thing she was saying. And if y'all don't understand that, let's break that down. Why would she feel like she's at a senior level? Why would she feel that way? What would make her feel like she's at a senior level? Well, I'll tell you. Budgets, payments, booking fees, aesthetics, followers, endorsements, brand deals, Grammy Awards, fan base. Billboard entries, record sales, album sales. She feels as though, and not even about a feel, she has more than most female rappers in the game. So it does put her at a higher level than majority of the female rappers in hip hop today. And she knows that. And so all I was saying is, because that is the case, and because she wears so many badges, if you drop a record sampling Jay-Z, you need to rap like you're that. You still shouldn't be having a 2016 catch the beat flow. And you talking about just trying to catch up to the senior. But they reading and writing better than you. They just not as popular in school. That's all I'm saying. So that was all I was saying in that entirety. And so people were saying, well, you're a hater. You're a hater. So I'm not a hater. Because after I said what I said, it echoed across the internet. And so not only did it echo across the internet, it echoed in the chart placement. Men lie, women lie, people hate, people bias, niggas is hurt, niggas is not hurt. But the fact remains, the record debuted at number 70 on the Billboard, which means it'll be sliding off next week. There's no chance in hell this is entering the top 40, top 20, top 15, top 20, top 10, top 5. Damn sure not hitting number 1. Now, in my opinion, what do we always say? Just because we got to give credit where credit is due, a Billboard entry is a hit to me anyway, regardless. It's a hit. The fact that it hit the Hot 100. So that's that, because we would give that to anybody. But when we get on and when we talk about a senior level, because here's the thing. A lot of y'all like to say, oh, you're judging Cardi B so hard. No. It's not about us judging Cardi B hard. Just like she said, she's on a different level, so she's at a different expectation. What y'all like to do is, when she doesn't meet the senior level of expectation, you like to dilute or revert back to a freshman education or a sophomore education and say, well, she did better than them. Well, she should, because she's a senior. She needs to be, at this point, being at a senior level is just simply doing your job. Going above and beyond and exceeding is at a college level. So to me, when she doesn't do well or it doesn't hit the senior metrics, you guys then like to compare her against freshmen and sophomores. No, compare her against her peers, because she said she's at a senior level and she didn't make the senior. 70 is great for a freshman or sophomore. A 70, hell, a 100, a bubbling under is amazing for an Armand Wiggins. A hot 100 is everything for Saucy Santana. A Natalie Nunn, bubbling under, fire. An entry at number 70 for Cardi B, it's a flop. But y'all don't want to have those conversations, and that's fine. And that's fine. But if more niggas was real, and did less of this, maybe things would be different. But because people around or the people that's saying the things are always deemed as a hater, and you got other motherfuckers around that just gonna say, "Oh, girl, this is it. They don't know hip hop. They don't know hip hop." No, you clearly didn't know hip hop because hip hop said no. So who didn't know hip hop? Everybody, or you and your people? Because it's one thing to be like, "Oh, Armand's a hater. Oh, Joe's a hater. Oh, this one's a hater." But look at the number. So who's the hater? The world? Everybody hate it? Or girl, did it just not, or could you just not accept the truth and say, okay, we didn't really slide on that like we thought we did. And maybe I should actually ask the niggas around me, why did y'all tell me I slid like that and I didn't? And so she also had Outside. I think that got into the top 10. I didn't like that song. I didn't talk about the song, but it didn't matter because that's in her wheelhouse. That's what y'all like. Those are wake and bake. She can do those, that up, wop, boom, boom, out. I like it like that. That stuff is always going to go. Period. That's going to go. I like more of a rapping Cardi B when she's in a pocket. I.e. records like Point Me To, Tomorrow 2, the Glorilla Megan Thee Stallion record. I just listened to that the other day. In a pocket. I like the one with Offset. Both of them. Oh my God. Do Anything for Clout, and the one where she was dishing Tasha K and Akbar. I forgot that one. All those I like. This one I just didn't like. I even like the one that she sampled. Suits of the Baggage. I forgot that one. I like that. I like that one too. So I'm not going to sit up here and say all of her stuff is trash, but this one, she did not do good with the beat. And if we're going to give her flowers and we're going to talk about just being on a senior level and just being on a sophomore level, then girl, you can't want to get credit at a sophomore level if you're in a senior class. You are graded on a higher scale. And I think a lot of her fans, when she doesn't hit the senior class metric, they want to try to curve the grade to a sophomore or freshman class. And we're not doing that. Okay. So, because a lot of you guys wanted me to talk about that, I'm just was being real, like, girl, let's just be honest here. I don't be lying. And I'd be so glad when my opinion matches the numbers. You know, you may not like me, but call me, ask me. I'll be like, girl, it sounds good. It don't. The problem is, girl, you got everybody telling you the shit sound good and it sounds trash. It is what it is. All right, next question. Okay, so let's get into the Kiki. So she's in trial right now. Now, I got a call. They're like, Cardi B's want to take a stand. Mind you, I wasn't even paying attention to this. And you know, for me, people are like, why aren't you covering the trial? The trial is cool, but I like the trials where it's like once they're getting streamed, to me, it's like you guys are already getting information. So, I mean, it doesn't make any sense for me to go there. and a lot of people are streaming it online anyway. So we're kind of getting the same information. So it is what it is. But basically, Cardi B is on trial for allegedly putting her finger in this woman's face and cutting this woman's face at the doctor's office after calling her a bunch of flagrant obscenities because the lady apparently followed Cardi B, or pulled her phone out, started recording Cardi B. Cardi B didn't want her to record her. The lady got offended, and they started getting into an argument. The lady's alleging that Cardi B hit her in the right here, sliced her open. Then the lady was saying it was here. Long story short, the lady is suing Cardi B for $24 million. So I'll tell you what I think. I think Cardi B will get off. Do I think Cardi B did it? Well, here's the thing, because the lady act like so one time she said it was here, one time she said it was there, then she couldn't remember, she couldn't recall. I don't know. But I'll be honest with you, I don't think that Cardi B didn't put her hands on her. Here's what I think. On both sides, they both lying to a certain. I feel like the lady is dragging it, but Cardi B is definitely lying. But I think what's happening here is the lady's lawyer is trash. He must either be new or he doesn't understand his line of questioning. Also, I think that the judge is a bit biased. The judge seems like a gay guy, but I think the judge is a bit biased because after going to these court cases, you can tell when a judge already has an affinity for either side or not. The judge literally sustains almost every objection that Cardi B's lawyer puts out. So he doesn't let the plaintiff's side actually get anything off, even if it sounds crazy, because even though this lawyer, he's not the best because he doesn't know how to get his line of questioning out. But at the same time, once you realize a judge is biased, you really have to lead to your point a little bit better. There were just certain times during his questioning where he would ask Cardi B certain things, right? And Cardi B's lawyers understood where he was going, but Cardi B's lawyers would object and be like, well, leading or relevant. But after covering cases, you can tell they set it up. So if he asked Cardi B, how do you like your nails? Did you tell the lady that how often do you tell the lady that your nails, are sharp? Or how do you know? This was a good question. He asked Cardi B, how do you know that your nails, the rhinestones on the nails could be sharp? Cardi B's lawyer objected to that for relevancy, and the judge sustained the objection. I knew where he was going with that because Cardi B kept saying her nails were flat. And he was basically saying, girl, how do you know? Basically trying to get her to admit that, girl, sometimes when I wear nails, I wear sharp nails. And I've worn, and really he wanted her to say, I've worn, because essentially he was asking her, girl, why do you tell the nail tech to shave your nails in a certain design? Or why do you know that, you should wear a flat rhinestone versus a 3D rhinestone? If she would have been allowed to answer that, she would have said, well, because, or he would have at least been able to dig and say, well, because one time I had the rhinestones on and I cut myself on a rhinestone, which would have furthered his point of saying, so you could have cut that girl with your rhinestone nails. That's how you know that they're sharp. But he didn't know how he don't know how to ask those questions. Cardi B's lawyers team is good. They already know where he's going. So they kept throwing him off relevancy. Then they got the judge in their pocket. It's no shade. The judge is biased as hell. But that's because his lawyer's not that good and he doesn't know how to, but I don't think that he knows how to pivot, and he doesn't realize that, girl, the judge is biased. And so you're going to have to really get clear on your line of questioning. It's no shade. Now, also, the woman asking for $24 million is insane. Girl, no, that feel like I'm not even taking you serious, because even if she did do that, girl, that's not $24 million. You're looking for a cash grab. What are you doing? You should ask for something like 5 to 10 million. Then I'd have felt like, okay, 3, 4 million, 5, $24 million, girl. What are you doing? $24 million. You're dumb. You're an idiot. You're never getting that. You're never getting that. You're never getting that. You're never getting that. That's stupid. That was dumb. And the guy should have told her we should not even be trying to take a case like that. We're not doing that. So then it doesn't help that the doctor's office, the secretary, she's biased as hell. She clearly don't like the security guard lady, the black girl. I didn't get to see everybody's testimony because I was in and out. She want to be Cardi B friend. She want to go to the concert, and the doctor wants to keep her as a client. So the doctor came. He wasn't subpoenaed. He took the day off with no pay, and he fired the lady. So right off the rip, I don't know if that was their witness or not, but like he did that because he wanted to show Cardi B, I'm with you. So he's biased. The receptionist is biased because the receptionist said that she saw this. Here's the thing. The lady could be lying about some stuff. But even if she wasn't lying about some stuff, she overdid it with trying to, for that cut, and you could barely see it. It's not worth $24 million, girl. You look like you're looking for a cash grab. Do I believe Cardi B did something? Absolutely. First of all, we're talking about Cardi B. Cardi B definitely said nigga. She went into court, and I think what's also dumb is the lawyer on the prosecution side. You didn't even you should have had pictures of her nails. You should have had instances where she said nigga many times. He tried to do it, but Cardi B's legal team is so good, they were able to object in a way, and they got the judge in their pocket. So, everything they object to, the judge sustains it. He has no way of questioning, and he didn't understand how to articulate his questioning, but every other word is the N-word from Cardi B. She's crashed out multiple times on Twitter. She's threatened me. She's thrown, first of all, I've been threatened, so I know that she said it, okay? Second of all, she had a whole case where she had the girl jumped in New York. There's that. She threw a shoe at Nicki Minaj at Harper's Bazaar. Then she just admitted that she threw a speaker at Ra Ali at the airport. So you don't think a less famous Cardi B, 3 to 4 months pregnant, and a woman is walking up in your face, and you know that you've got the world at your fingertips and you can get away with anything because you're the you just called her a B and this, that, third, and you didn't call her a nigga, and you didn't put your nail in her face, and you didn't tap her. You absolutely 100% did. You absolutely did. But court is not about the truth. It's about who can tell the better story, who has the proof, who has the better witnesses. So in Cardi B's favor, she has a biased judge. There's not a lot of evidence. The testimony from the lady wasn't strong. They did a good job of making her look like she didn't know what the hell she was talking about. And the amount that she's asking for is just an exuberant amount, which feels like a money grab to anybody. And then we get Cardi B on the stand. This is why Cardi B, I feel like she will win. Cardi B excels in her personality, unless you know her personally, unless you've had interactions with her, because even I'm like, damn, this is why people like her. I get it. Until you really get to know her. If you really know her, you know she's going to curse you out. She's going to scream at you. She's going to berate you, curse you out, and she ain't scared to put her hands on you. So there's no way that you're going to make me feel that Cardi B, a lady, was this close on her and she didn't pop that out. She definitely did. But she gets on the stand, and in her mind, she's thinking, let me get a bunch of memes for my rollout. That was a comedy show for her. Cardi B was creating new memes for her rollout. That's what she was doing on that stand. She knew the cameras was on, and she knew that the stuff was going to go viral. So she was like, girl, I'm about to make a meme testimony. I'm going viral today, but it's going to be meme worthy all day long. She was making like her whole testimony in my mind, Cardi B was literally like, girl, since they're going to make me go viral anyway, I'm just going to like make a bunch of memes. They're going to clip this up and girl, I'm going to go viral. I'm going to just make a bunch of memes. She literally got up there and played on that stand because she knows that girl, her personality is enough to disarm anyone. And then 2, there's a celebrity bias. You got this overweight Black woman sitting there with a barely can see scar suing for $24 million against the beloved Cardi B. And I'm going to get up here and make you laugh and do that in the third. Girl, them juries are going to eat that up. They're eating that up. She's going to get through this. She's definitely going to win this case. I don't see that woman winning that case. So Cardi B, I think that her and her legal team, she has one of the best teams. They understand it, but it also helps that most of the witnesses were on her side. Her personality will always seal the deal. That is why she's successful now. And I think that the judge is biased as hell. And the plaintiff lawyer, he's an idiot and he didn't understand what he was up against. I don't know if he's new or what, but he don't understand the game. And now after covering cases, I'm actually able to see how this is really working. So do I feel like Cardi B did something? Absolutely. But does that matter? No. All that matters is who can tell the better story, who's more believable, and who can infiltrate the jury. And Cardi B can do that because she reverts back to, the goofy, funny, even with the wig. And see, I don't know if that middle wig was the wig that really blew over well, because I don't know if that was her, like, I'm just like you wig with a sprinkle of I'm different. Or if that was her defendant wig, or if that was her, like, prosecution defendant wig. You know what I'm saying? But that gave me, I'm a civilian, but I'm a little edgy. You get what I'm saying? With the bang and the extended. That one was a little too chaotic. And so it had even fucked up the legal, child. That had, well, shit is up now. The plaintiff's lawyer, yes. So that middle unit, it kind of threw everybody. But I feel like that was one of those things where it kind of was like a icebreaker, if you will, to just kind of throw everything off and just have everybody kind of like, well, what the fuck happened? Because it had like, okay, this is a classy, I'm going to court. I'm here to stand my ground. But it also had like a tint of I'm better than you. You know what I mean? Because you bitches are just wear short and black, but I'm going to do a short black bang with an exact. But like, I don't think it read well like that. You get what I'm saying? So it was 2 different conversations and 2 different energies. It was like a defendant, I'm just like you, but it also had a dash of I'm not like you. You know what I mean? And so that she had to let that one go. The other 2 was just kind of like, okay, I get it. Let's just relax and let's lead with personality. That short one, that was too much vibrato. And I think it kind of did what it needed to do because it kind of had derailed things a little bit, Hell, I think it even derailed her a bit. Oh, but oh, Jesus Christ. Who told me to get on live today? I don't know why you guys told me to get on. But listen, at the end of the day, I think $24 million is way too much. Cardi B's not paying for that. I think her legal team is doing a way better job than the other team. Do I think that she did something? Do I think she was using the N-word? Do I think that she called that lady fat, nasty, and told that lady she was going to get fired? Absolutely. Do I feel like that she just cut? I don't know. But do I also feel like that she definitely did that and the nail hit and it may be a little cut? The lady could have made it a bigger cut? Yes, because if you asking for $24 million, girl, you have really tried that. You sound like a hustler, girl. It's no shade. But do I also think the judge is biased as hell? Absolutely. Do I think that the Cardi B is winning the heartstrings of the jury because of her celebrity and her personality? Absolutely. Do I think that this will go in the favor of the prosecution or the plaintiff? Absolutely not. Cardi B will win this case and she's going to throw a party. But do I think that Cardi B was guilty of some stuff? Absolutely. But I think her team is out lawyering. And I also feel as though she has the judge who is very biased and he is also, sustaining every objection that Cardi B's lawyer is throwing up. It's no shade. So oh, child, give me a second. Oh. Wow. Somebody said you always say the judge was biased. I didn't say that. I didn't think the judge was biased in the Tory case. And I didn't really feel like the judge was biased in the Diddy trial. I'm just listening to this judge because I've been to enough cases now. I can tell the judge is biased. But also, the lawyer on the plaintiff side, he's not really, I don't know, like he's not that great or he's not picking up on it. But the judge is definitely biased because, girl, he's not letting anything get through. Oh God. Should we go into Funky Dineva? Oh God. Funky Dineva and Tamar Braxton. Hold on. Let's see. Funky Dineva and Tamar Braxton. They're beefing after a party. Okay. So apparently, this is what I've gathered. Apparently. Funky Dineva and Tamar Braxton hit a night on the town in Miami, or was it Atlanta? Pick a city, I don't know. But they was out together. Tamar gets up and posts on Instagram that she woke up with missing teeth in a pool of blood. People start saying, well, that Funky's a dope fiend. He must have set Tamar up. They must have been doing that pink Diddy dust and all kind of dope in Atlanta. So much dope, Funky must have drugged and beat the shit out of Tamar. Funky Dineva says, hey, Tay, the people are calling me a dope fiend, but I'm used to that. But they're saying that I got you so high that you you've dropped out of your teeth, and now you woke up in a pool of blood. Tamar says nothing. Starts to grow legs. Funky Dineva asks Tamar, hey, you need to say something. She says she's healing and resting and this, that, and the third. After that, Funky Dineva does a threat and says, listen, because at first people was asking, like, what's going on? He was like, I don't know. And, Funky Dineva is real good for this, though. You got to know Funky Dineva. Hang out with you, act like he like you, then some shit go left, she gonna act like she wasn't your friend like that. So he's like, well, shit, I don't know. I don't know what happened to Tamar. And so, Atlanta. So then, they was in Atlanta. So then, Tamar and Funky starts to get upset. But shit, she better start saying something, because I'm finna go air it all out. Because what Tamar did do, okay, let's get into what Tamar did do. She had released some sort of music video. I can't play the music video for copyright reasons, but she had released a music video, which was really weird because I don't keep up with love and hip hop stuff, but Mendices and stuff was like, and Funky Dineva was in the video, and Mendices, which is Yandy's husband, I guess y'all gotta keep me updated with that because I watched Love and Hip Hop a long time ago. But apparently Mendices was the love interest in the video, and Tamar, that's a new song. So Funky Dineva was like, well, this is the whole thing. And girl, why are you not coming out protecting me? So then, if we all gonna make money, it's all gonna be a key. Well, I'm gonna get out here and make a key too. So this Muppet looking B needs to do this and do this and do that. He posted that on the Shade Room. They call Funky Dineva and say, hey, Dineva, listen, we need you to make this work. Why are you and Tamar getting into it? Funky Dineva saying, hey, I need Tamar to make a statement and put the internet to rest because everyone is dragging me. Everybody's dragging me based on what she said, and she's letting it rock. Okay, and why is she letting such a thing rock like this on me if we supposed to be friends? If anything, girl, quiet the internet down. You don't have to go into a whole bunch of deep depths of everything, but you should at least quiet the internet down. And so Funky Dineva felt some type of way because Tamar Braxton literally didn't say anything, right? And so eventually she ended up saying, she loved Dineva because Dineva made a video threatening to make money off of it and threatening to say, you know what, girl, if y'all don't say nothing, you got about 2 hours until I go live. If you don't say something, I'm going to go and air this out and, whatever. So he ended up going on saying that it was Tamar did this for a publicity stunt. It was all a publicity stunt for her music video. And, he didn't want people thinking that they pulled a stunt like this because he was in the video too. It was all publicity and he wasn't in on the game. And, but he's happy that Tamar ended up saying, she loved Funky Dineva and she's sorry for whatever she didn't say, causing such a big issue. So he said, you know what, Funky? He said, you know what, Tamar? I'm good. It's done. It's cool. But what Funky didn't realize is after Tamar made that statement, and let's be clear here, Funky was given also like, girl, yeah, you better have made that statement. And so Tamar making that statement, she made it because she didn't want to deal with the issues of Funky, but she had already blocked and unfollowed Funky, but she was upset because Funky Dineva had went live and started calling her out, right? And so then she wrote, my publicity stunt is my voice. And then she wrote in a tweet later, imagine being messy and gossiping and thinking that it still didn't stop for me. Okay. So that was a subliminal to Funky Dineva. She also was saying that, she told Funky Dineva when he asked her, like, girl, what's going on? Fix this. She was basically saying, listen, this is my rollout. We can talk later. This is my career. I don't need you affecting anything what's going on, babe. And Funky Dineva felt slighted by that because he's like, girl, I don't want to be a part of your rollout. And you're willing to let me be sacrificed to the wolves for your career. Bitch, this is not my career. This is my life. And you already know what's attached to my name. So why would you allow that to rock out? And so that's another reason why he went live and was feeling some type of way. And so now, because he did that video on yesterday, even after Tamar did her little, Instagram post about, my bad, I guess she feels the way that Dineva even aired her out a little bit, so she blocked and followed him, and she didn't like what he said in the video and said that the song was a publicity stunt. So then she went and posted that the publicity stunt is her voice and that the enemy is trying to come for her and da 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 da. Okay, so I'm gonna read some of the things in Tamar's story right now. She has things in here saying, "I mind mine and heal," and family means nothing. Okay, I believe I will. Did all that hating and gossiping about me and still couldn't stop shit. I'd be mad too. The rabbit got the gun. Remember, Dineva said it ain't no fun when a rabbit got the gun. She started posting all these cryptic messages about, God will save her and she will not fall, and quit arguing with motherfuckers who are being used by the devil to disrupt your spirit. And she's not your average girl's God investment. Play with her and you'll go broke. And you thought she was just fine. Now she forfeited. Try her and you'll meet. She's covered in warfare and and all that kind of stuff. And so she started giving all that. So Funky Dineva had felt triggered. And Funky Dineva had aired her out again and basically said, girl, you're obsessed with media attention and you're a fucking joke. And so now they've fallen out. And so here's what I think. Both of them. Both. Tamar's trash and so is Dineva. Here's the thing. Let's start with Tamar first. I like Tamar, but from a hell of a distance. Does that make sense? Tamar always got too much going on. And maybe I don't have my facts right, and maybe we're talking about karmic debt, but remember when Tamar allowed Krishan to knock the shit out of James Rice Chanel and knock his teeth out and she didn't say nothing? Dineva, that should have been your cue there. Tamar is always in some type of drama. And see, here's the thing. I love people. I love support. It's no shade. But Tamar is one of those people that it's too Hollywood for Hollywood. It's like you give them a little, they take a lot. Tamar, I watched how she carried on with Craig and all that and was feeling herself and giving a lot. Tamar does not accept responsibility for anything that she's got going on. She's always the victim. And on top of that, Tamar fights a lot of mental demons. Remember, Tamar also was going to kill herself. Tamar also is the same one that chopped her head off bald. Tamar always got something going on. And it's always traumatic as hell. That is a person where I can like you, I can admire your beauty. I could want to actually be cool with you, but I got to know me. I can't do it. Because how does something affect me, but then it becomes about you? I'm not doing that. And girl, why would you allow people to think that a pool of blood that you woke up in has something to do with me? If you were able to post that on Instagram, you could have cleared it up. I don't give a how much healing you was doing. If you know I wasn't, don't let people think that was about me. Why would you do that? And I don't give a damn about you healing. Don't heal so heavy where you've now ignored that I'm being drugged under the bus. Pause your healing, ho. Pause your healing, ho. Until you let the world know that I had nothing to do with it. Because you paused your healing, tooth gone and all, or teeth is gone and all, and let everybody know that you woke up in a pool of blood with no teeth. But you couldn't pause your healing to let everybody know that I had nothing to do with it. Ho, hell no. Pause your healing, ho, and let everybody know that I had nothing to do with that. That's some weird stuff right there, Tamar. Pause your healing because you tried it. And don't sacrifice me like that. That's some nasty work. And then try to tell me about your career. Give a fuck about your career, ho. But these people, they think like that, like, oh, but this is why, because we all fan out and get for now. Oh, Tamar. I'm out with Tamar. Oh, she's a celebrity. I don't give a fuck. out of Tamar. Give a. Does that make sense? But we should have known when she sat up there and let Patty LaBelle Pie get the shit knocked out of him by Krishan, and she didn't say a fucking word. She didn't say a motherfucking word. And so, but she did release something in response. See, that's the thing. See, this where she's busy. So she even went and did a whole sit down. It's some nasty word. She did a whole sit down interview about her teeth, like she made it a thing. But that's why I agree with Funky when it comes to that. It's like, girl, you done went and filmed and everything about your motherfucking teeth. But you couldn't tell these because it wasn't me.
Sharing her near-death experience.
You know, I just had to speak about what I was going through.
Hi, my name is Dr. Amira Ogunleya, and I am a cosmetic dentist out of Miami, Florida. I was recently contacted by Tamar Braxton's team, who reported a very traumatic injury. She woke up in a pool full of blood and saw many fractured teeth on her floor. She flew to me immediately within 24 hours. Upon evaluation, I confirmed that she did, in fact, have several fractured teeth. She even had an avulsed tooth, which is a tooth that's come completely out of the socket. She also appeared to have a fractured septum. Oral surgery on her, and we were able to stabilize her as she continues to heal. Will require several appointments to get her fully to her original smile. Recommended that Tamar immediately see a medical doctor to weight, which appeared to be the deviated septum, broken septum. And upon their evaluation, they determined that she did in fact have a fracture. As far as the cause, the medical team ruled out seizure, ruled stroke, and the only thing left that it could possibly be is somnambulism, which is sleepwalking. Oftentimes, in cases of sleepwalking, the person has no memory or recollection of what they've done. They're able to walk, they're able to move, they can even injure themselves, and then they do not remember the next day. That appears to be our.
Okay, so they saying that she had fell into some sleepwalking and broke all her teeth and woke up in a pool of blood. And if that's the case, why would you let them think that that was Funky Dineva? But Funky Dineva is a friend to none. Okay, you know, and I'm still very triggered off of his Carlos King interview, so maybe I need to let the hurt go. But until then, I can't. So, but at the same time, I don't give a damn about Funky Dineva either. Drag that hoe. Because at the end of the day, my problem is this. Rightfully so, you should be able to drag. But the thing with Dineva is you're always above the mess, and everybody should be above the mess and so mature. But when you feel played with, you making your money off of it. You going live every day. Bitches is Muppets. You slapping hoes on sight. Bitches is ugly. You crashing out. When you feel disrespected and you feel played with, you'll burn the bridge down. Because can't no hoe play with you. You sending threats to Tamar and everything else. But everybody else needs to grow up. Nigga, he's a joke. Dineva's a hypocrite and a fucking joke. That's why I can't respect it. Because, girl, absolutely you should be crashing out on Tamar because she had you twisted. But my thing is this. Girl, keep the same energy. Shut your ass up and go on live and act like it didn't happen. Grow up, hoe. and pay it. Let her trash you. Be mature. Girl, that's why I can't get behind him, because all the shit he talked, none of the rules apply to his ass. It's like, girl, she's a joke to me. Like, she's a fucking walking contradiction and a joke, and I can't respect it at all. She's a fucking joke. It's no tea. It's like, and I would be with you. Drag her. But the problem is, it's only good when you feel slighted. Then he got all this educated way to say that he could say what he want to say. And if you really want to get into the he and the ha, girl, he had started talking about the Tamar situation first. But then he even found a way to justify that. So he always finds a way to justify when he do some bullshit on the internet, but then want to tell other motherfuckers how to move on the internet. That's why I can't get with it. That's the reason why I'm just like, girl, you phony as hell. So it's like, girl, because girl, Dineva's the same person that will sit up there and let Tamar fall into a pool of blood and then get online and act like she was never her friend like that. So, girl, I don't give a damn about neither one of them. But it's a key. I just think, here's the thing. The real truth is, I'm with Dineva. I agree. Tamar was definitely wrong. But if I was in Dineva's shoes, I have to think, what would Dineva tell me? And because it would be me in Dineva's shoes and not Dineva in her shoes, in his own shoes, he would tell me to pay it and grow up and know how to move and don't take it to the internet. So, bitch, you do the same thing. Grow up, ho. Why are you making 2, 3, 4 videos on your friend? You said what you needed to say. Oh, I get it, because you don't like when a motherfucker lie on you and let a narrative run on you. Just like I didn't like when Al told you and you knew that I was apparently sleeping with Justin for the job at Fox O. You knew that bullshit. And that's why I cussed her ass out. And you gonna say I need to grow up. No, girl, you don't like when people let something rock on the internet. And you gonna take your crazy looking ass on to Carlos King and say that I need to grow up and I was being emotional immature. Yes, I'm still very pissed off about that, because that was some bullshit that he pulled, because Dineva is a hypocrite. That pissed me off, because why would you want to go on that huge platform like that and put my name out there to hundreds of thousands of people? You don't like that when people will let a narrative build on you. People already call you a dope fiend. You didn't like that Tamar was going to let a narrative be built that you had her out there drugged out to where her teeth fell out and she was in a pool worth of blood and she didn't come out and defend you. You didn't like that bullshit because it was some bullshit. But girl, you do the same bullshit. That is why I'm like, girl, I don't give a what Tamar let ride, because Funky Dineva is a fucking hypocrite. It is what it is. She is. It's no shade. Girl, it's only good for her. But then when she does the bullshit to other people, it's okay. But she don't like when people do that same shit on her. Of course Tamar was wrong as hell for letting that narrative ride on you. You did nothing to her. Of course you should crash out on her ass. But why are you the only one that's able to do that when people put bullshit on you? Yeah, girl, I don't respect that. I feel some type of way. I'm still irritated about that, because it's one thing for him but to go on Carlos King on a whole interview, and y'all know that I didn't even get a chance to clear that up and all that controversy. I'm like, girl, why would you take, and mind you, the thing was, Dineva and I had met way before that. He had picked me up in Miami and everything, took me out to brunch, paid for my meal, took me out. We had a whole time. talked me through the whole Fox Soul thing, everything. And even in that, I still feel like he's a weirdo. Even the way he's trying to move and act like I wasn't even a part of the whole Fox Soul thing. You got to catch it. She's a weirdo. Like trying to do the whole makeup with Claudia and try to act like I was never a part of the thing. And just, bitch, I don't know what your tea is, but bitch, I don't fuck with you at all because it's some tea and I don't feel it. I don't like her. So I don't give a fuck. It's like even up until now, it's like she's got a weird, I don't know what her tea is, and I don't really give a fuck. Bitch, you ain't gonna slap me, so I don't give a fuck. But it is what it is. I said what I said. So, you know, just the whole like I want to get the team back and we got to do it this way. Like, girl, but you tried to sabotage the whole time I was there. And then after you knew it was some bullshit, you then tried to make it seem like I was the issue. But yet, whenever somebody does something, you just told Tasha K you was gonna slap the shit out of her. But I need to grow up. You went online. You're now beefing with Tamar online, and rightfully so. But girl, why is it okay for you to do these things when you feel slighted, but nobody else can do them? That's my only thing with Dineva. That's it. It's very hypocritical. But that's it. And like I said, Tamar was definitely wrong. And if I were him, I would be doing exactly what he's doing. Because if I had to pick a side, I would pick his side. She was wrong for that. Tamar was wrong as hell to let that man sit up there and get drugged under the bus like that. She was wrong as hell for that. And I would be pissed. But, you know, I got my own personal thing. So I'm like, girl, no. Like, you don't like how that feels. No one likes how that feels. Why would anybody like for someone bigger than them, more popular, just how he wanted Tamar to go post on her story? Hey, it's not like that. That feeling you got, why would I want somebody that I look up to, that I care about, to go on Carlos King, where you know that he wasn't going to have me up there, and paint this narrative that I sunk the damn show? Why would you do that when you know that wasn't the truth? Why would you do that? So I still feel some type of way about that, because you really did that. And then, girl, you come and anytime somebody tries you, you're spitting at your microphone. Pissed, threatening, going off, crashing out. But anybody else do that, they need to grow up. Girl, kiss my. So those are those thoughts, Shell. You can tell I was passionate about that, because girl, no, because the thing is, you'll still ask people today, and because he was such a pivotal piece in that show. The reason, okay, let's get serious. The reason why that bothers me is because he was like a staple of that show, and for him to say that, that still follows me to this day. And so, just like Tamar not saying anything could have still gained wings and legs and still would have like attached, that shit still attaches to this day. And so why would you put that jacket on me when you know you wouldn't want someone to put a staining jacket on you? Or at least if you know that it wasn't true, why would you want to let that, you wouldn't let that ride? Because you wouldn't want somebody to let that ride on you. Like, so I just don't like that, because people still hit me with that. And he added to it because of how popular he was. He's got more followers than me. He's got more notoriety than me. And he had more fans on that show than me. So why would you put that on me? Just like, why would Tamar let that rock on you? It doesn't feel good. Tamar is a bigger star than him. So that's why he wanted her to at least clear that up. And by her being silent, it wasn't clear, and people kept terrorizing him in a lie, and it was affecting him. But girl, you've done similar situations to me. That's why I'm pissed. Still. I ain't gonna lie. I'm still irritated about that. Because girl, you never really cleared that up. So yeah, anybody think I'm mad about that? I'm still very heated about that because I just feel like that was so late. And it's the hypocrisy for me. Every time he's in a situation where he feels some type of way, he crashes out online, but then trying to make it seem like I was immature for not letting Al Reynolds play with me. I'm supposed to let a narrative run around that I've been getting for a virtual seat on Zoom? But yeah, you can't take a little read from Tasha K? You can't take a little dope fiend read from Tamar? Girl, please. But anyway, so what we'll do is we'll take a couple calls. And yeah, child, then we're gonna get up out of here because y'all got almost a 2-hour live. We'll add some more stories tomorrow. So if you guys want to click the link, if not, we're gonna get up out of here. Girl, I told you I was gonna carry today. I told you we was gonna carry. Y'all know when I come back, we carry.
Shit on you, ugly. Okay.
All right, y'all. So, all right, I guess that's it. So, listen, I need you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram, okay? At the Armand Wiggins Show on Instagram. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys are still subscribed because YouTube has been unsubscribing people. So I don't know what that tea is giving. Make sure you guys still subscribe, okay? So we don't have anyone clicking the link. So we're gonna end the show today. I guess you guys don't want to call in. It was a great vibe today. I just came back and got a little cocktail with y'all because I want the kiki. We got somebody here. Let's see. Rhett, what's going on?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
I wanted to also add, do you think that Tamar is setting the stage for another rhinoplasty with the whole deviated septum thing?
Possibly so, but I think that Tamar is real stunty cunty, but then also Tamar also gives doesn't take accountability for what she got going on. I think that it's really crazy that she would allow somebody else to be the fault of her missing her tooth. And if you're supposed to be my friend, waking up in a pool of blood, like, girl, and you know that the doctor's even saying herself that it could be, sleepwalking and this, that, and the third. But Tamar is the type of celebrity that's so narcissistic that they're willing to expel any other relationships that they have. And I think that, and they think that you're just supposed to just let things rock on you. Like, you're expendable. And it's like, you're supposed to focus so much on her. But it's like, anybody in their right mind knows you don't get too close to Tamar because her mental is so fragile and she's a ticking fucking time bomb.
Yeah, I agree. And even how she kind of hoards people in her entourage, they are definitely just, like you said, expendable. And I think she felt like maybe Funky would be kind of starstruck or happy to be hanging out with her, that he would play the game. And because he said he texted her several times to release that statement and she just kept playing sick. So yeah.
Thanks, boo. Okay, let's take Aaron. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, talk to me.
Good to see you. I just want to say that I think Tamar ain't been right since Vince did her like that. I'm sorry. I don't think that Tamar had been right since, and I think there's always been signs that Tamar's been a narcissist. I don't trust her at all.
Thanks, boo. Okay, Beyonce, new video. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Armand?
Good. How are you? Come on, get to it.
Okay, yeah, you know how Tamar didn't respond, right? I think the reason why she didn't respond because when he addressed the situation, he kept addressing her as the lady. And it's like, girl, you're not my friend if you're addressing me as the lady, so I'm not gonna respond on you because clearly we're not friends as close as you said we are. So why should I clear it up? I think that's why.
All right, period. Thanks, boo. Giselle, let's talk about it. Giselle. Okay, she's not
Listening
ready.
to you right now.
Okay, Palm Butter, what's going on? Talk to me.
Hey, Armand.
Hey.
I agree with you 100%. I think Karma spun the block for you on this one, and I know people are saying you're making it about you, but it really is it's a comparable situation, right? Where literally they Funky involved you or put your situation on blast as a lesson to with when he had more followers, like you said, and it hurt you negatively. It hurt your image and your reputation.
Exactly.
And now the script has flipped, and I like how you have just sat back, did your thing, like this is your year, and I'm really happy for you. I'm just keep doing you and let karma do the work for you. Period.
Thank you, boo. I don't wish bad on anybody. I don't wish bad on Funky. I'm just saying, like, he just is such a joke when it comes to other people, but for himself, then he understands it. It's like, girl.
You don't even have to wish it on him. I think you get what you put out, and really that negativity that he put out about you really came back to bite him. And the same way you took that situation with Fox Soul and learned from it and moved on and elevated from it, people were really counting you out and thinking you weren't going to elevate past that you were done. But I see you, and it's only the beginning. So
thanks, boo. Love you. All right, let's get Leila Lester. Let's go talk to me.
Hi, Armand. I'm Layla.
Oh, Layla.
Hi. So my thing is, okay, so Funky said that he got dropped off at Tamar's house and everybody went their separate ways. So how was she found in a pool of blood? Like, did somebody run up to her, bop her in the face? And was it over Mandeezy? Like, what was the hit about? Like, who hit her? And why was she found if she was with people?
Well,
So
I
that
don't
means
know
the
because it
people,
clearly happened when but we it's not fair to just blame Funky Dineva for that.
No, I'm saying, like, he said that they all went to her house, but he went his separate way. So I don't even understand, like, why he's in it if he went his separate way.
Right.
So that
And
means
then too,
whoever was with
we don't
her.
know what could have happened. We don't know if she could have got robbed. We don't know if they said she was sleepwalking. Who knows? Tamar be having a lot going on. She could have been drunk. We don't know what's going on, but now all of a sudden she woke up with a pool of, well, how big of a pool of blood was it? You know what I mean? Did she fall? Did
And
she
who
walk
was she with?
And who was
And
she
she
with?
wasn't with just right. She was with more than just Funky. And by the way, he seemed like he wasn't even enjoying himself in the video. It was just like hella dry and fake. Like fake dancing, fake partying.
It was like
it was
Tamar
all about
Braxton
her.
always has something going on. It's always
Oh,
and
she
it's
does.
always super dramatic. It's like a mental breakdown. It's a suicide
Right.
check. It's a pool
Yeah.
of blood. It's a bald
Right.
head. It's just
Right.
always 10.
All right. Even her sisters want to whip her ass. So,
Yeah.
everybody want to whip her ass that deal with her.
Thank you. Too much cursing, but I believe you. I'm the only one that can curse, but I'm with you. Okay. Yes. So let's wrap it up there. We got there, but everybody else did their thing. It's been, I don't want to go over, and I'm getting a little belligerent too, so I better get out of here and go get me some food. But listen, guys, we had a great show. If you guys didn't make it on this time, you guys will make it on the next round. It was a great time. Subscribe to the channel. And yes, next time. We'll see you soon, boo. Mwah. Okay, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay, bye.